A lot of people say, oh, 8 times Olympia, but now he's dealing with injuries. What's your response to those people? When was the first time you took steroids?
I was 30 years old. I was so afraid to do all that stuff back then.
When you have that kind of a body on you, how does someone's sex life change?
Oh, too much sex. Bodybuilding is probably the hardest sport in the world.
Yeah.
It's a lot to go through, and it's not rewarding at all. I mean, the food I had to eat to win that first Olympia, ain't no ordinary person could have done that.
Are you able to look at someone and say that, okay, this person's probably done steroids?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to show you some very famous international physique.
Look at his leg, there's nothing there.
This is not naturally achievable because he's not an athlete.
Exactly. He's pretty much an actor, you know.
Not going to make this intro very long. All I'll say is that this legendary podcast with this legendary guest is meant for international audiences as well. I did ask him a lot of India-specific questions, but I promise you, I've tried my best to reveal another side of Ronnie Coleman. He's one of the purest people I've had on the show. And if there was one guest I'd pick from the world of bodybuilding to come on my podcast and talk about life in general, it would be Ronnie Coleman. So we've touched upon fitness, we've touched upon life, we've touched upon mental health, we've touched upon some of his bodybuilding hacks. I hope you enjoyed today's episode because it was one that I enjoyed recording very, very much. It's Ronnie Coleman on TRS. Ronnie Coleman, welcome to the Ranveer Show. Welcome to India.
Oh, it's good to be here. I look forward to coming every time I come.
How many times have you been here?
I've been here at least 5, 6 times, somewhere in there. And every time I've come, I've always had a wonderful time. I had a great time, great hospitality. They take pretty good care of me every time I come. So that's why, I love coming here.
Do you have any idea how much you're loved in this country?
Oh, yeah. I found that out probably the last time I was here. We had an appearance in the mall, and the mall was so packed and so full, they had to shut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the appearance didn't go so good because there was too many people.
Yeah. Usually before every episode, I do a lot of research. So I call people related to the field.
Oh, okay,
Like in terms of if I'm talking to you, I'll call people related to fitness.
Yeah.
I didn't want to call anyone because I knew everyone would say, make me meet him. Like everyone's crazy about you in this country. Anyone who's ever lifted weights in this country loves you.
Yeah. I've grown to know that fact by now.
How does it feel?
Oh, I'm so even keeled and so humble that it's just great. It's not up there where I'm winning my first Olympia, because that was an overwhelming, exciting feeling. But I just try not to let it get to my head for the most part. Just enjoy the love and soak it all up.
Nice. What was it like winning your first Olympia?
Oh, it was the most amazing thing that will ever happen to me.
Did your heart cry?
Oh, yeah. I blacked out for about, I want to say 10, 15 minutes almost. I think I went back and looked at the tape, and so much happened when I fell on that floor. Consciously, I was awake, but unconsciously, I really wasn't. So, it was just one of those overwhelming feelings of excitement that kind of like put you unconsciously conscious.
No, I hear you. But when you regained consciousness, what was the first thought in your head?
Oh, the first thought in my head was, this is not happening to me, because I never got into the sport to win the Olympia. I got into it just for a free membership to the gym.
Yeah.
And here, lo and behold, I won the highest title, because when I was coming up, they really didn't look at me much. I got overlooked a whole lot.
Why do you think that is?
Because a lot of times the guys, when they turn pro, they have a lot of fanfare. You know, they turn pro in the U.S. and the organization, the NPC, pretty much widely I know them already. With me, I didn't have that fanfare. I turned pro like in a year. You know, most guys it take about 5 years and they build their popularity up. I didn't get a chance to do that, and plus, I didn't turn pro in the U.S. I turned pro in Poland, another country. So I had no fanfare. They didn't know who I was or where I came from or nothing. And when it's like that, it's like you're not known to the industry, so they don't really call you out. You know, they calling out the guys that are well known and that has been built that fanfare up.
Yeah. Loneliest phase of your life?
Oh, I don't really say I've had a pretty lonely phase because me and the family, they've been with me everywhere I've gone. I remember when I graduated college, they came. I was from Louisiana and I lived in Louisiana my whole life. But when I graduated college and I moved to Texas, once I got established, my whole family came there, and we're still there. So I hadn't had too much loneliness in my life because I've always had my family real close by me, and we've always been real close knit. So it's been a wonderful experience my whole entire life.
One of the, I mean, like, while people have a lot of thoughts about the world of bodybuilding, there's positive thoughts and some negative thoughts. One of the negative thoughts is, bodybuilding is a lonely sport. But if someone meets you, you know, you wouldn't feel so. Because one of the other negative stereotypes is that bodybuilders are sad people, but you're such a happy guy.
Oh no, I'm totally opposite. Like I said, my whole family has been behind me. My first contest, my whole family came to it. My mom, my brother, sister, everybody. And it was like that, for a long time. I would even compete in other countries, and they would come to other countries to watch me compete. And of course, when I won the Olympia, they were always there. And when I competed in the Olympia, they were always there. And when I won, they were, there. So my whole family, we've been pretty close this whole entire trip, this whole career that I've had. My whole family has been there. Even when I was winning all the Olympias, my family was there helping me with fan mail. It was helping me with my food. My mom cooked all my food.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my
Throughout your career?
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So those 6 meals you had a day were actually cooked by mama?
Yeah, exactly. And, my brother, he would help me with stuff, car stuff or whatever I needed help with. My sister would help, clean the house and wash my clothes and everything. So
Damn.
everybody pretty much in the family had a job, and they all helped out, the whole career.
So that's how you win 8 times?
Yeah, eight in a row, 98 to 05.
Wow.
Every last one of those were hard. It was like after I won one, I get maybe a day or two to enjoy it, and then it's right back trying to get ready for the next one. So I'm just now, kind of like getting the thrill of the enjoyment of winning because I don't have to get ready no more. I can sit back, relax, and soak it all in, and do stuff like this, and explain to people how hard it was to actually win those, because there was some real dark times, real dark days. Now, if you want to talk about loneliness, tried being, maybe I was kind of long when I was getting ready because I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't go out to eat. I couldn't go to dinner, which is out to eat. I couldn't go to movies. I couldn't go to parties. Couldn't go to weddings. I couldn't go anywhere. And I couldn't do anything either. I couldn't go like the amusement parks, couldn't go just hang out, couldn't just hang out with friends and stuff.
Everything was about bodybuilding.
Yeah, everything was for bodybuilding,
Okay.
So, yeah, those are some pretty dark days.
This is basically throughout those 8 years, and
Yeah,
even before and
exactly.
even after a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So-
Now, after it was over with, no, it was it was time to relax. But, I'm saying after my career though, not after I won one, because like I said, after I won one, it was time to get ready for the next one, because this is a 24, 365 day job pretty much for the most part, because you can't really slip up,
Yeah.
because you got guys out there trying to take your title. They want it just as bad as you do, because they are working just as hard as you are. So you gotta stay committed.
So what's the edge? Why did you win so many times?
Because I stayed committed, and I trained even harder. After I won, I can remember sometimes, when they were trying to take it away from me and trying to change up the sport, and I would go and like really train extremely hard. I'd go to the gym with an attitude,
So-
saying, stuff like if they want to go to war, I'll take them to war, and they ain't gonna take this away from me. I do stuff that, I know other bodybuilders won't do,
Yeah. So
like squat 800 pounds, deadlift 800 pounds, leg press 2,300 pounds, bench press 500 for reps, all that kind of stuff.
So, I mean, it's a bit of a direct question, but do you think that because your volume of training was more than the other guys, that's what your technical edge was? But then there's also this attitude edge that you're talking about. The
Oh yeah,
commitment.
I know for a fact that was my tactical edge was. 'Cause, and like I said, I was doing stuff that other bodybuilders wouldn't do.
Which is heavy
And
lifting.
probably couldn't do either, because I was so determined, so focused, so motivated, so dedicated, and I'd always persevere through just about anything, any kind of obstacle that's kind of like stood in my way. And my faith was always real strong too. So I had just about everything at my disposal that I really needed to, go out there and win 8 Mr. Olympias in a row.
I'm also sure that there was an element of visualization, this whole mind-muscle connection. But
Oh,
I just
yeah.
feel some guys have it more to have a cleaner mind-muscle connection.
Oh,
And
yeah.
as I hear you talk, as I was researching for this podcast, I realized how much mentality is a part of who Ronnie Coleman is.
Oh yeah.
Fair to say that that was another edge?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That when you were lifting weights, you were just with the weights and with your own body.
Oh yeah, for sure. Most of the time, I had already done it before I did it, because it's a visual thing to actually go in there and do it before it's already done. I can still remember that when I was going to squat 800, about 2 weeks leading up to it, I pictured it in my mind how I was going to do it, how it was going to go. And, I'd never, ever done that before in my life. And so I just because I had already done it, deadlifting. And I know that anything I can pretty much deadlift, I can pretty much squat, because I've been powerlifting for a long time, and powerlifting is deadlift, squat, and bench. And my deadlift and my squat was always pretty much the same. If I could deadlift 500, I can squat 500. If I can deadlift 700, I can squat 700. So when it came time for me to actually get up under that bar, I had already done it probably a million times in my mind, in my head, you know, and nothing wasn't going to stop it. And that's probably why I did 2, because, you know, in my mind, I was going to do 2, even though I had, you know, like 6, at least 6 or 7 that I could have went on and done. But that's one of my biggest regrets, that, you know, I had already pictured myself doing 2, and that was it. You know, if I'd have maybe pictured myself doing more than that, you know, I probably would have done it, because it was like, you know, I know my strength, and the first rep was real light, and it was like 800 felt like 100, you know, to me. You know, it wasn't like 800 feels like 800. But when I deadlifted it, 800, it felt like 800. It was heavy. But, you know, I had the strength to, you know, to pull it up, because I've been doing it for so long. People don't understand how long it took me to get to that 800, you know. I think I started powerlifting when I was 14, 15 years old, doing deadlifts and stuff. And I didn't do that 800 till I was almost 38 years old. And it took me that long to get to that, because I couldn't have done it before then, because I had been trying to deadlift. You know, I remember when I first tried 750, and it was like 5 years before I got to 800. And oh man, I wanted 750 so bad. I tried everything in me to pull that up off the floor, and it just wouldn't come past my knees. I got it up to here. You know, I couldn't knock it out like you're supposed to do for it to be official. And I remember that day like it was yesterday, you know.
So correct me if I'm wrong. I personally feel because you lifted heavy and you had that base of powerlifting, you were able to pump out a lot more volume, which helped your bodybuilding journey. But also you had an athletic background. Like you were training to become a footballer. I'm sure that helped you a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At least, you know, for the powerlifting, which then helped you for the bodybuilding.
Exactly, for sure.
Would you say that modern day bodybuilders need to lift heavier? Because currently the narrative, it's different for different people, because everyone's bodies are different.
Exactly.
But the narrative is about lighter weights and more reps.
Exactly.
But do you think that the way you went was the more effective way to gain size?
Exactly, for sure. Size, definition, and thickness. Because when the muscle is very thick, it looks bigger than what it is, you know, than a muscle just sitting there, you know. When you add thickness to it, it is that much bigger, because
that sexy density.
Yeah, it is that much bigger because there's so much thickness into it now.
Yeah, that's what stood out about you. That's how we all remember Ronnie Coleman.
Exactly.
You know, even with the modern day bodybuilders, you'll always have these gym conversations where someone brings up your name and says, like, no one's like Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah, because nobody lifted like I did to get that, you know, thick muscle that I had. But I remember how good it was back then, and now I'm like, you know, can't believe I had that, you know.
How did it feel when you were at your biggest? I'm assuming at your 8th Olympia, you were at your biggest.
Yeah, like I was saying, you know, I didn't even think about it, you know. I didn't even consider it. And now that it's all over with, I go back and I look at all those pictures, and I'm like, wow. I did that.
But you didn't feel like a war machine or anything?
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did feel invincible, because I remember, you know, when I was deadlifting 800 and squatting 800, I'm like, oh man, ain't nothing I can't do. That's when I got to that 2,300 pound leg press, it was like, this ain't nothing for me, you know. Yeah. Oh. Ain't nothing I can't do. That's why I got it for like 9 reps, instead of like 1 or 2 or 3. I ain't gonna have no regrets on this one.
Before you went up on stage for a competition, say for an Olympia,
Yeah.
what was the energy with the other guys like?
I really didn't pay too much attention to other guys when I was out there. I had a connection pretty much within myself and maybe with the audience, because I'm up there trying to entertain and trying to enjoy myself at the same time, So, you're trying to put on a good show and you're trying to have fun at the same time. So your mind is focused on that, and you're so focused on it that you don't think about nothing else but that. So the whole time, I'm up on stage, I'm thinking to myself, I got a routine I got to remember, first of all. And then I'm like, okay, got to have fun with this. And, I got to entertain the crowd too while I'm at it. So you're thinking about so many things other than, the competitor.
Yeah, okay. How does daily life change when you have that kind of a body on you? Like, for example, sitting in a car or, trying on clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you don't mind me asking, like, how does someone's sex life change with that kind of body?
Oh, too much sex. That's for sure. But as far as, like sitting in a car, there was some cars that I had bought and I had to get rid of because I gained too much weight for them. As far as trying on clothes, the only clothes I could try on were the ones that were tailor-made for me. I can't go to the store and just like try on a suit, and all that kind of stuff. No, and go, pick out a shirt. That ain't gonna happen.
Tailored clothes for Big Ronnie.
Yeah. Even the police department, from day one, my uniforms were tailored. The first day on the job, because even when I started working for the police department, I had probably 22-inch arms already. I was already pretty big, and I've been training for about started when I was about 12.
Wow.
So these 15 years or so, and when I say 15, I'm talking about 15 straight hard years, because like I say, I was on the powerlifting team most of that time, and I was very athletic, playing football and stuff most of that time. So I was always working out,
What was your position in football?
Middle linebacker.
Okay, gotcha. That's like defensive, if I'm...
That's kind of like the quarterback of the defense. You call out all the plays and everything.
Like the captain of the defense.
Yeah, captain. You give out all the signals and everything.
Got it. Okay, coming back to your clothes.
Yeah. Everything, everything was tailor made. From like I said, even my first day on the job at the police department, they had me go to the city tailor. I had my uniform fitted.
Damn.
Vests, everything,
I wouldn't want to be a criminal in your city with Ronnie Coleman as a cop. Super cop coming at you.
Yeah, because I was pretty hard to deal with.
Did you see some twisted shit when you were a cop?
Oh, yeah. You see crazy stuff, there's a lot of murders and, that happening out there, and a lot of bad stuff, a lot of suicides and all this, gangs, fighting, domestic violence. You see it all.
Did you ever see anything that messed with your mind a lot?
No. Some of the stuff, I saw, I can still remember, but, nothing that just,
Was there character building in that phase?
Yeah, I've always been real strong-minded. I can look at things and see certain things and just kind of like rationalize it, within my mind. Because like I said, I've always had a real strong faith, and I've always believed things happen for a reason. Certain things are going to happen also. you can't prevent a lot of violence, and you know, it's here to stay, you know, forever. It ain't never ever going anywhere.
Maybe that's where your humility comes from.
Yep, exactly. I can guarantee that's where it comes from.
Yeah. You're honestly one of the biggest legends I've had on the show, but you're also one of the most humble people I've had on the show. Let me just tell you that. And we've done like almost 600 people on the show.
Yeah.
Something very different about you. You're like, I'm saying this with a lot of respect, sir, but you're like a child on the inside.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, there's a kid alive inside you.
Because I never let anything really get to me, you know, because I've always been even killed about just about everything, you know. Because like I said, my faith has taught me that bad things are going to happen to good people. Bad things are going to happen to bad people. It's just evident. It's just cycle of living, pretty much, you know. And ain't nothing I can do to stop it. It's just part of life for the most part.
Did you ever have a phase where you were becoming arrogant with that kind of body?
No, because like I said, I've always been humble. I've always been even kid. I've always knew certain things were going to happen, you know, and wasn't nothing I could do to change it, you know. Yeah. I've never had a closed mind. My mind has always been open to everything. I remember when I walked up on, you know, a double murder that I worked, you know, I'm like, oh, okay, here we go again. Another one gone, you know, another 2 people gone, actually. But, you know, it's just the circle of life, like I was saying. It's just going to happen. Bad stuff is going to happen to good people. Matter of fact, these were 2 good people that had let a homeless guy move in with him, you know, and he decided he was going to rob him and take the money from him, and they weren't going to give it to him, so he shot him and killed him.
Damn.
And they were good people, you know, just trying to help a guy out. He shot him and just walked away like nothing happened. Picked him up walking down the street, you know, like, oh, it's a crazy world we live in. Stuff like that happened, and ain't nothing nobody could have did to prevent it.
Man, you've seen life. Like, you know, I'll tell you what, I've grown to respect the sport of bodybuilding so much because I have seen what it takes with some of my friends who are into it, and they're not even competing they're competing on a very normal level, like just for fun.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what your mind has been through.
Exactly. I've tried to rationalize this within my own mind, you know, by saying bodybuilding is probably the hardest sport in the world.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, even football players, basketball players, they go through a lot. Even golf, you know, you go through a lot to get to, you know, where you are. But bodybuilding is totally on a completely different level, you know. Is totally on a completely different level.
Is the boringness of it the challenge?
No, yeah, it's the boringness, and then, you know, the recycle thing of having to do the same thing day in and day out, and, you know, you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything, you know, if you want to be good at it, you know. You want to be 8-time world champ. It's a lot to go through, and it's not rewarding at all, you know.
After winning 8 Olympias, that's what you feel?
It's not rewarding. I mean, I got $100,000 for winning each one. You know, look at these guys, and look what I had to go through to get it. You know, all the shots I had to take, and all the food I had to eat, you know, stuff. You have to stuff yourself. If you want to be big, the only way to get big is eat food. That's the only way. And I didn't know that, you know, coming into it. I thought if I lifted a lot of weight and lifted real heavy, you know, I would get out more muscle. I didn't know you had to eat so much food until I, won my first Olympia. I'm like, God, I mean, the food I had to eat to win that first Olympia, ain't no ordinary person could have done that.
6 meals a day.
6 meals a day.
A pound of chicken in every meal.
Yeah, and I can't do it in a day. I have to get up in the middle of the night and go and eat and go back to bed. You have to eat regardless of whether you're hungry or not,
So there were days where you'd stuff yourself just to get the protein in?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And there were days I had to stuff myself for a long time before my body got used to eating that much food. Because when I got with my nutritionist that helped me to win those 8 Miss Olympias, I didn't eat that much, and because I didn't think I had to. I thought, if I just go and work out real hard, take some of the drugs that we have to take, I get the muscle. Oh, no. No, you're not. You have to eat, and you have to stuff yourself.
That's the biggest challenge?
That's the biggest challenge is, stuffing that all that food. I used to eat, 10 ounces of food and thought that was enough, my nutritionist was like, you got to eat 16. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of food. And I'll sit there and I got to 14, and I'm like, I didn't try to eat just 16 at one time because I'm like, I looked at it and I'm like, oh no, I can't eat that. So I'm gonna start with 13 or 14 and work my way up.
Do you poop a lot?
Oh yeah, after every meal, just about.
After every meal?
After every meal.
So you're pooping 6 times a day?
Exactly.
Damn. Did you ever have days where you didn't have motivation to do all this?
No.
You were motivated throughout?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Because I wanted to be the world champ. And I'd be willing to do just about anything to be the world champ.
Why did you want to be the world champ?
Because you're the best. The best always get the most respect, And you want to be respected for all that hard work that you put in.
Respect.
You want to be respected for all that hard work that you put in, because there are some other guys out there working, hard too, that don't get it, like me before I won, I was working just as hard as I was when I won. At least I thought I was, To me, I was, Of course, like I said, I did have to do a little bit different, a little bit different from not being Miss Olympia to me being Miss Olympia.
Okay.
For me to win the Olympia, I had to, increase everything. I had increased my cardio, my food, my supplements, everything. I had literally changed to another person.
So I'll be very transparent with you about something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know if this is the case in America, but in India, in a lot of gyms, you'll see 2 kind of fitness enthusiasts. The first one is just in fitness for fitness. The second one, and this happens in a lot of Indian gyms, the second one is slightly insecure and they compare themselves to other people and they'll try pulling down other people. They'll insult other people for losing some size. I don't know if this is the case in America.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It is the case. There's always 2 kinds of people.
Yeah.
There's the positive energy guys and the negative energy guys.
Hell yeah, so for sure. Same thing.
Same thing happens there?
Yeah, same thing.
So the negative energy guys are always competing with each other. There's a lot of angst around them, which is why a lot of kids actually leave the gym. They don't want to be in that environment with those kind of guys.
Yeah,
and all the negative energy guys are kind of filling their sense of confidence through their bodies because they're actually insecure about something else that they're making up for in the gym.
Exactly.
I don't sense that at all from you. You're like a peak positive energy guy. But so, the negative energy guys have something to say about the winners, especially because a lot of people enjoy watching winners fall. You've
Exactly.
sensed this?
Oh yeah. So, a lot of people, I've been I've had the worst critics out there.
Yeah. So with you, a lot of people, they say, oh, 8 times Olympia, but now he's dealing with injuries.
Yeah.
That's one of the. What's your response to those people?
I'm still an 8-time Miss Olympia.
How do you feel
Regardless.
when someone says something like that?
It don't affect me at all because nobody knows how I feel about it. Most of the time, I don't even read that or hear about it. Somebody had to tell me about it.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No. Come on now. I'm aware of it. That's why I don't read about it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But and nothing can really bring me down. I've been a positive person my whole entire life. You think I'm gonna let somebody say bring me down? Come on, I'm probably one of the luckiest guys in the whole wide world. God gave me the gift that he didn't give nobody else on this earth. So why should I ever be sad or mad about something?
Yeah.
So
you just
I got a reason to be extremely happy for the rest of my life.
Yeah. And it's very genuine happiness. Anyone who's listening to this podcast can feel your happiness.
Yeah, exactly. Because ain't nothing nobody can do to bring me down. Nothing. Yeah. Nothing. You can say what you want to say.
You spoke about God's gifts for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that genetics plays a very big role in bodybuilding?
I know for a fact it does.
100%, right?
If God don't give it to you, you ain't going to get it. It ain't going to happen.
Was your genetic gift both the size and the strength?
Exactly.
That was your genetic gift?
Yep, exactly.
But what would you say would be like Phil Heath's genetic gift or Jay Cutler's genetic gift? Same things?
No.
Different things?
Different things, yeah.
Like what would be theirs?
Probably size and, I mean, if you want to say strength, it's going to also be on another level. It's not going to be on, a normal person's level. They're on the same level as, another bodybuilder.
Gotcha. No, fair.
Not like mine,
I have to ask you this one question, and please give us a very transparent, brutal answer because you're the only person who can answer this.
Exactly.
Why do we not see a Mr. Olympia competitor from India? Do you think it's genetics? Do you think that's the reason? Do you think it's training? Do you think it's the diet?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Which factors?
All of them you just mentioned.
All of it?
Yeah.
I have a strong belief that Indians are genetically really blessed here.
Yeah.
Like we're great at technology and mathematics. But
because it was the Indian doctor who fixed me. I had gone to these American doctors for, I had my first surgery in 2015, and he finally fixed it in 2018, 19. They kept putting all these screws in me that kept breaking. I went to him. He put screws in me that's still there.
As in the Indian doctor was good.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know for a fact that Indians are high IQ and really good at like brain related stuff, but we're not necessarily the most athletic. There's some parts of the country which are really athletic up in North India, Haryanvis, Punjabis.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm generalizing here, but North India has a lot of athleticism, especially.
Exactly.
But I don't know if you've interacted with too many North Indians. You probably have. But do you think those genetics are good enough for the Olympia stage?
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
They are?
They are good enough, yeah. They're good enough, but you also got to have the mentality. You got to have, you got to do what it takes to get on that stage, Some guys may not want to eat certain things, like beef and, all this stuff bodybuilders have to eat to be the best, I ate a ton of beef.
You think
ate a ton of chicken, ate a ton of turkey.
Red meat plays a big role?
For me it did, not a big role because I only ate it once a day. Mostly it was just a lot of chicken, for the most part.
Do you think just with chicken and fish you'll be able to build a
Oh
big...
yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. You can, but you probably can't look like I did.
So you think red meat actually is one of the reasons you had that kind of thickness?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know for a fact it did.
Can I give you a very layman's perspective? Like, I'm not a bodybuilder, but
Yeah.
I've lifted weights for a while in my life. I'm vegetarian for the last 5 years because of my yoga.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
yeah.
more into my yoga is my focus right now.
Yeah,
But I ate meat for 25 years of my life.
yeah.
A lot of vegans will say that, no, you'll be able to build a body with vegan. I don't believe that because I've been on both sides. I've tried
Yeah.
veganism as well.
Yeah,
You do lose a significant amount of size and strength when you leave meat.
exactly.
You agree with me, right?
It's normal. Because protein is what builds muscle. You got to eat a lot of protein.
Yeah.
And that's why, I eat 600 grams a day.
How much protein do you eat now?
Maybe about 200-300 grams a day.
Okay, even that's a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you need to eat that much now?
Because I'm still a big guy, so I still have to eat, kind of big,
Okay, fair.
Because before I got in bodybuilding, I ate a lot of, meat, I ate a lot. I ate a lot, even before I bodybuilt.
Do you eat like junk food occasionally now?
Every now and then, yeah.
What do you like eating?
I might have a bag of chips or soda, here and there.
Okay. Do you like Indian food?
No.
Too much masala?
Too much spice.
Too much spice.
I can't do with spices. I'm used to eating bland food,
So that's what your system
pretty
needs.
much my whole entire life, I've eaten
Right.
bland.
So when you eat a little Indian food, does it become too much for you?
It's way too much.
Like your system heats up.
Like my system, it comes right out of my system. Like 2 bites, and I'm
Damn.
in the bathroom.
Because your body's used to
Bland
non-spice.
food, yeah, non-spice. And
Got
you
it.
try to put some spice in there, like, no, don't do that to me.
Damn.
Get this out.
So when you're traveling in India, what do you eat?
Plain chicken, maybe with barbecue sauce on it or ketchup on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I try to find like buffalo. They don't have a lot of beef here, so I'll eat buffalo. Cause it's the same to me.
Right.
Buffalo and beef is pretty much the same to me. And all the other stuff that I eat.
Fair.
I don't eat a lot. It's just mostly chicken and steak.
Are you comfortable talking about the steroid side of things?
Oh yeah.
So-
Because everything that I put in my body, I was doctor prescribed. So,
Yeah.
And every 4 months I would get a checkup, make sure liver was right, kidney was right, heart was right. I have everything checked.
Was there ever a
I
phase where
never had a problem.
there was never a phase where something was wrong, like the heart, kidney, because a doctor was guiding you through the whole process?
Do the whole process.
is
and
what-
I was getting everything checked out.
This is what most people don't understand about using steroids.
Yeah,
That you
yeah.
need a doctor to write you a whole plan.
Yeah.
A regular
And
gym trainer may or may not be able to
and
help
you
you.
need to have your body checked out at least 6 months. Don't go 6 months without checking it. I've never went 6 months without checking it. Even now.
When was the first time you took steroids?
It was probably 1995 or 1996, somewhere in there.
You were 29, 30.
I was 30 years old, the first time ever.
Okay.
Mhm.
And
I can remember, like it was yesterday, because I was so afraid to do all that stuff back then.
who told you
wow.
to do it?
Well, I got a lot of information from Flex Wheeler. He gave me a lot of information. Flex had, he'd been around, he won a lot of stuff. And I'm like, man, I wonder what he's doing. So you want to find out from somebody what they're doing, you go straight to them and ask them. You don't go to, some fan on the street, or you don't go to his friend. You go to him, Yeah, and hopefully he'll tell you, And with Flex, he was quite honest with me, because everything he told me, it worked.
Do you remember the dosage and what you took?
No.
Okay, don't worry.
It's been so long ago. It was just normal. I just know it was like normal dosage. People think I took, like massive amounts. I'm like, no. If I'd have took massive amounts, I don't think I'd be sitting here. Like I said, the amounts that I took, I always checked and made sure that my body was functioning right and everything was functioning right. That's why I looked like I did on stage. Even though I was big and muscular, I looked healthy. If you go back and look at you look at my skin, some of the guys, their skin is bad when they up there like that. I didn't have a lot of, my skin wasn't bad at all, I see it for myself. I'm looking at the other guys with all these pimples and all this red marks all over their body, and I'm like, holy hell no, I wouldn't want to look like that, and all these veins everywhere and crazy, like, oh man. I'm not trying to go out like that.
You prioritized your health, which is why you did it with a doctor.
Yeah.
And because your health was great, your training turned out great.
Yeah, and my body turned out great too on stage.
Yeah, my question to you is, were there guys who probably did a bigger dosage than you did?
Oh, I know for a fact, though. I talked to a few of them that did. Like, no, dude, I'm like, they ain't doing nothing like that.
Is this also a culture in the US? Because it's a culture in India where a lot of gym trainers actually give 18-year-olds steroids. They give teenagers steroids.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a culture there.
Oh, yeah.
That is a culture.
Course. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about that? Like,
hey, me, I don't judge anybody. I always say to each his own. People going to do what they want to do. You only got one life to live. It is up to you to live it how you want to. For me, I don't want nobody telling me what to do. Like you say, I didn't take steroids until I was like 30 years old, That was because that's what I wanted to do.
Gotcha.
I didn't feel comfortable doing it till I was that age.
I think my concern is all the other stuff that you have to take with steroids to do it in a safe way for the sake of your liver, your kidney, your hair.
Exactly.
That's what they don't know about enough. Not every trainer knows about that other stuff.
Yeah, and I read a lot before I even took. I read books. I wanted to do it as safe as possible. I'll just say it like that.
Yeah.
Because I was so afraid to do it.
And there's easily a way that it can go wrong if you don't do it in a safe way.
Yeah, and I don't understand people that don't do it safely.
It's because of the lust for that kind of a body.
Yeah, you got a point there. Yeah, exactly.
Especially when it's...
They don't think about what they're doing to their bodies. They just want to be big and muscular. I never had that desire because I was always big and muscular.
Can I take you back to 1995, the first time you did it?
Yeah.
When you did the steroids for the first time, how does it feel? Like, what changes in your body? You're able to absorb more protein and you're able to go harder.
I didn't even think of it like that. I was just thinking of, this is what I got to do to compete.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I can remember kind of like looking at myself. I'm like, while I was doing it, I didn't see the changes. I didn't see the changes till I got the magazine in my hand. I'm like, whoa, I changed. 'Cause I'm not a mirror person. I don't just get in the mirror and just flex and how I look to myself. I've never, ever done that. Even to this day, I haven't never looked in the mirror and to see how I look.
As I'm speaking with you, I'm realizing that the football player inside you is very much alive.
Yeah,
and that football, the sports mentality.
And the normal guy is also alive in me because if I'm in the mirror, it's to either do my hair or brush my teeth or something like that. It's never to see how my muscles are.
Okay.
I always relied on other people to tell me how they look, not myself.
How does it feel having that much testosterone in your body?
To me, it's normal. Everything is normal for me, I don't even notice it because I was even strong before all of that stuff. Remember, I was telling you, I was trying to deadlift 750, and I got it, without steroids and stuff. I was strong. I was deadlifting and squatting 700 pounds without it. I was lifting bench press and stuff like that without it, 400 pounds without it. So to me, it didn't make a big difference. It ain't like one day I was doing 200 pounds and the next day I was doing 400 or 500. Everything was always gradual. It was like now I'm at 500. Now I'm at 600. Now I'm at 700. Now I'm at 800.
Your focus was just the training.
Yeah, it was always just the training. I was never trying to, like be real strong. I'll just say it like that. Only time I was trying to be strong is when I was competing in powerlifting for the most part.
Does sex play a role in bodybuilding?
No, I don't think so.
Nothing at all.
No, I don't think so. Matter of fact, I know so. I was just as sexually active without it. If anything, I wasn't sexually active.
But with an increase in testosterone in your bloodstream, do you feel more turned on?
No, you're not.
It's
not
just the same.
All. No, you less turned on.
You're less turned on.
Yeah, you less. At least I was. I'll just say it like that. I don't know with somebody else.
Why though?
Because your body ain't used to it. I didn't grow up, doing that. I didn't start doing that until I was like 30 years old.
Like the bodybuilding.
Yeah, it's like I'm putting these foreign substances in my body, and it's like, I ain't used to that. So I'm not gonna act, that way. So I can guarantee you, I was less sexually active without it. With it, because when I was getting ready for a show, I wasn't having sex.
You weren't having sex?
None at all.
Were you letting one out once in a while?
No, not even that.
You were retaining?
No, I wasn't doing nothing.
So
I was.
You were on NoFap?
Yeah, I was like no sex, no nothing, no masturbation, no nothing. It's just like I'm focusing on just trying to win the Olympia for the most part.
But did you consciously not masturbate for the sake of your testosterone?
No.
It just didn't happen.
It just didn't happen.
Gotcha.
I just wasn't horny. I just wasn't into it. Because, like I said, I got one thing in mind, that's winning the Olympia. Wow. Sex wasn't a part of that. It wasn't gonna help me win the Olympia, so I don't need that. But I do need this food, and whatever drugs I had to take, and whatever supplements I had to take. I needed all that stuff. I'll just say it like that. I didn't need sex.
Does it affect your sex life, having that kind of muscle mass on your body?
No, not at all.
It's the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it doesn't affect you at all.
Okay. Did you work on flexibility as well? Like,
oh yeah. I stressed a lot. I could do splits and everything on stage.
oh wow.
Uh-huh.
And you mean like, okay, do you think the flexibility
I stretched every night for like 20, 30 minutes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Right. As soon as I get off the treadmill, I would stretch for like 20, 30 minutes.
Do you think stretching plays a role in hypertrophy?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Like in what way?
It makes the body, flexible, and you can do anything you want to do. Pretty much, it takes limitations away. It takes the limitation of being non-flexible. I can be normal. If I stretch, whereas if I didn't, I couldn't probably bend over and tie my shoe or whatever. So stretching helped me be normal. I just say it like that.
You were so focused on functional fitness as well. It wasn't just bodybuilding.
Exactly.
Are there bodybuilders who don't stretch, who don't focus on stretching? And
It's kind of hard to say, because I've always stretched. Because when I tell you what got me into stretching, football. We stretched every single day in football, and I was used to stretching. So when I left football, I kept doing it. And that's why, like I said, I was able to do splits on stage and stuff. Even at 330 pounds, I could still do it.
Okay.
No matter how big I got, I was still flexible.
What's happening now in life? Like, what do you think about nowadays?
Oh, nowadays I just think about, trying to, maintain living a happy and joyous life, Of course, now I got family, got kids, got wife, so I still got enough to keep me real, real busy. And I am extremely busy.
Yeah.
As you can see, I'm over here for like 2 weeks now, and before I was here, I was in Dubai for a week. And when I get home, I still got more appearances to do.
If one of your kids comes up to you and says that they want to take up bodybuilding, what will you say to your kid?
Go for it.
You'll support your kid like fully?
100%. Just like my mom did me, Nobody discouraged me from doing nothing, when I got ready to be a police officer, nobody said, man, don't do that. That's a dangerous job, They was like, go for it, do it, do what you want to do.
What's the biggest thing your mother taught you?
My biggest thing my mother taught me is, whatever you want to do, go out there and do it. But, do it joyfully, do it joyfully. And do it with some passion, and that's where it's always been for me.
You're such a happy person. I can't imagine you going through a sad phase of your life. There was never a sad phase?
Never a sad phase in my life. Even when I was, I remember I was working with Domino's Pizza, and I had that college degree. And I'm like, I'm gonna find a way to make this work and enjoy it. And that's what I did for like 2 years. I didn't throw a pity party for myself and say I should be struggling like this because I, worked so hard in college and I studied so hard in college, which I did. I studied every single day, regardless of what was going on. I was studying after football practice, every single day. That's what I did. I went to my room and I studied hard. Sometimes so hard that I didn't even sleep. I'd get so involved with my studies that I forgot I had to sleep, and still, I didn't get no sleep tonight. I guess I go take this test and do the best I can and think about sleeping later. You're young, you can do that kind of stuff too.
You were studying to become an accountant, right?
Mm-hmm,
That's crazy, man. Can't imagine Ronnie Coleman being
had to study. You in accounting. I remember when I first got into accounting, it was so simple and easy. I got to intermediate accounting, and it was a different story. It was hard, real hard.
Harder than Olympia?
It was like, yeah. No, it wasn't that hard. Ain't nothing that hard, but it was hard. Like, man, what did I get myself into? It's too late to change my major back to what it was. Because when I went to school initially, I didn't know what I was going to major in. So I was like, the only reason why I went because my friends went, and I didn't want to be left behind at home. So I'm like, I'm going to school too. I'm going to college too. So when I got there, I'm like, oh, man, what am I going to major in now? What am I going to study? I didn't know what I was going to study, so I just went and asked, hey, man, what you taking up while you're here? What are you taking up? What are you taking up? And most people I talked to said, I'm management, something simple and easy, I guess. So I'm like, okay, that sounds good to me. I'm going to take up management too. And then I got some accounting courses while I was taking management, and one of my instructors said, man, you've been good at this accounting stuff. You ought to change your major. You make a whole lot more money in accounting than you would management. I'm like, oh, okay. I changed. And I kind of regretted it when I got to intermediate accounting. Like, oh, you didn't tell me it's going to get this hard.
How was it growing up in Louisiana?
Oh, it was easy. You know, it wasn't no violence. We didn't fight with each other. I never had a fight, as a matter of fact. But like I said, I was pretty big and pretty strong too.
So no one took you on.
Nobody wanted to fight me, But it was simple. It was a simple life, You went to school every day, and you went to football practice, track practice, baseball, basketball practice. I played all the sports, coming up, and you just enjoyed life. And I had a job. One time I had like 3 jobs.
This is all through your 20s?
It was all in my teens.
Oh, wow.
I got my first job when I was about 9, 10 years old.
What did you do?
I was sweeping the parking lot, cleaning up the parking lot and cleaning up inside the store and stocking drinks and stuff like that.
That's one of the...
At a convenience store.
That's one of the big differences between America and India. This is what a lot of Indians notice when we travel to your country.
Yeah.
That every job is respected. There's no disrespect attached to any job. Here there's a big angle of disrespect and blue collar, white collar. Which is why kids start working early as well.
Exactly, yeah. I was 9, 10 years old when I got that job. And I kept it until I graduated college. Well, I worked that job when I came home for, like Christmas break or spring break or some kind of break. I went there and worked, Still kept it.
How are you liking this podcast?
Oh, no, it's nice. It's laid back, but they all are.
You're feeling comfortable?
Yeah, just as comfortable as I can be.
Yeah. There's a lot of Indian fans who want to know things from you, and I'm kind of one of the ways to relay all those questions. I think there's a lot of steroid use that's not spoken about openly.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
People often blame women and say, oh, you've got plastic surgery done. But the thing is, even guys have their own versions of plastic surgery.
Exactly.
Which is steroid use. And I think in the modern day, for certain professions, it is justified because you're supposed to look a certain way on screen or on stage.
Yeah, exactly.
But people are hush-hush about it. No one wants to talk about it openly.
Exactly.
So I want to ask you, are you able to look at someone and say that...
Oh, yeah.
You're able to say that, okay, this person's probably done steroids.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. So there's an exercise we've planned where I'm going to show you some very famous international physiques.
Oh, okay.
And tell me what goes on in your head in terms of what do you see in their body that says, yeah, they've probably done steroids.
Oh, okay.
Just so that people understand how to spot someone who's done steroids and who's not.
For sure.
So let's start with Chris Hemsworth physique. So what about this body gives it away, sir?
Like that. You can see the way it's shaped.
The way it's shaped?
Uh-huh.
You mean the shoulders?
Mm-hmm. And the thickness of it.
Got it. This is not naturally achievable?
Probably is naturally attainable, but maybe not for him.
Why do you think not? Because he's not an athlete.
Exactly. He's pretty much an actor,
So for an athlete, this kind of body is probably possible, but maybe not for him.
Exactly, okay. Yeah.
Can you type Cristiano Ronaldo body? So how does a normal person achieve a body like this?
Just do a lot of hard work, dedication, eating the right food, eating healthy.
Yeah. This is him at his peak. So, when he turned 30, he started losing size consciously because his position also changed. Like he stopped being a winger and he started being a striker.
Yeah.
So he was running less. He was doing less on the field.
Yeah.
Type Ronaldo, Manchester United body. And I think UTD. I don't know if you can tell, but he's lost a lot of size. Like
Yeah.
as soccer fans, we could tell. This is, I think, the natural progression of a guy in his 30s.
Exactly.
But this is still natural.
Yeah, it's still natural, yeah.
Okay. Do you know who Brock Lesnar is?
Yeah. I ain't really paid a lot of attention to his body though, you know. From what I've seen, he don't really look like he's really taking anything.
What do you think of this?
Nah. That's just natural progression of a guy who's worked hard
And genetically gifted?
and genetically gifted, yeah. Don't look like he's taking anything, not to me.
But what in this body gives it away that he's natural? Like the lack of definition on his shoulders.
Lack of definition all over his body, pretty much. You know, look at his legs. There's nothing there. Look at his arms, really nothing there, and shoulders, nothing there.
What about when he's older? Like, you think he's still off of steroids? Yo?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Still look natural to me. Don't look like he's taking anything.
Okay. How about The Rock?
Yeah.
You think The Rock has taken steroids?
Yeah.
Do you think he took steroids?
He probably took a little bit of something here and there. Not a lot, you know.
Again, for the sake of his job, I feel.
Yeah.
So what gives it away, yo?
Look at it. It's all kind of cut up a little bit, you know.
The definition.
The definition is everywhere on his body.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but, you know.
It's very likely.
Very, very unlikely.
Very unlikely that he's natural.
Very unlikely.
Okay. What's a non-bodybuilder's physique that you admired a lot who was probably natural?
I mean, anybody that's, you know, worked hard to, you know, get what they have, you know.
LeBron James?
Yeah. LeBron, any athlete, you know. Yeah. I can look at him and, you know, admire. I've seen a lot of football players, a lot of basketball players, you know. You can tell they worked hard to attain the body, especially LeBron, you know. I mean, look at him now. And he's still just, people always say, you know, I'm quite sure he don't jump as high as he used to and all that kind of stuff, but, you know, he's gotten a lot older, you know, but he's still a hell of an athlete, you know.
Yeah.
And he's still not normal, you know, in
Genetically
other words.
gifted.
Yeah, still genetically gifted in a major way.
Okay.
Major way.
How about Mike Tyson at his peak? Mike Tyson body.
Yeah, I don't think Mike ever took anything. He just looked so natural to me.
Kind of like in that Brock Lesnar zone.
Yeah, like Brock Lesnar. Yeah, even right there. He just looked like a natural guy to me. It don't look like he took anything.
Got it. Okay, so I think the key is a lot of definition around the shoulders and a lower fat percent than normal.
Yeah, exactly.
Am I right? Like that's
exactly.
the key. Okay, all right. I think that's about it. So I wanted to get into your head a little bit, just to understand how it works.
Yeah.
John Cena, you know John Cena?
Oh yeah, John. Yeah, I think he somewhere along the way took some little something.
Okay, but for a body like that, do you have to take it over a long period of time? Or?
No. You don't have to take it over a long period of time. You can just do just a short period of time.
Okay.
You can do like 3-4 months at a time, you know.
In a year?
Like even when I was competing, I never did it all the time. I just did it certain times, you know. It could probably be like 7 months on, 5 months off, you know, something like that.
Gotcha.
Like same thing with John, you know, probably the same thing, you know. Probably do it maybe 2 or 3 months out of the year and then just not have to do it no more.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because he's only, you know, taking off his clothes a short amount of time. Know, it's not like he's like every day he's taking off his clothes.
Right. Let's now change the game a little bit and go to Ronnie Coleman body.
You just always thought I was on, even when I wasn't.
Yeah.
I qualified for the Olympia and everything, turned pro and everything, naturally.
What was your fat percentage? Your 0.03?
0.3.
0.3.
Yeah. 3.3.
How did this feel? Just the same.
Normal for me. Yeah. Yeah, just normal for me.
But there was no kind of brain haze or anything at that fat
No.
percent?
It's just normal for me, you know.
How do you feel when you see these photos?
Normal.
You're used to it now.
Yeah.
Like, are you proud of yourself?
Oh yeah, because I know what I had to do to get like that.
How about-
a lot of hard work, a lot.
Yeah, that photo. Man, look at this.
Even in all these photos you see, I still had issues. You know,
Like what?
herniated disc. You know.
At this point as well.
Yeah. At this
From
point as
football.
well. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn. What was your favorite muscle for yourself? Like your personal favorite?
Oh man, see, I always tell everybody I enjoyed all of them.
No favorite?
I didn't really have a favorite. You know, I enjoyed everything.
I would assume your quads.
No. No, it wasn't my favorite. It was one of my favorites. You know, I just say it like that. And so was chest. You know, tricep, back.
What was your
hamstrings.
least favorite muscle to train?
I didn't have any. I just like training whatever I had to train. Yeah.
Little stupid question, but did you have a fixed rep range that you followed? Like for repetitions?
I always had a fixed rep range, always.
Which was what?
Sometimes it was like 20, 30, you know, 10, 15. Yeah, it was always fixed.
And you used to rotate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rotated it.
So like
to every body part, yeah.
When you were at your biggest, are you comfortable talking about a chest workout that you did back then? Like what was the rep range you followed?
It was the same. I always did the same. It was like 20, 15, 12, and 10.
20, 15, 12, 10, 4 sets.
Yeah.
And you take it to failure in every set?
Yeah.
Every set you'd burn yourself out?
Yep. Every set, I burned myself out.
Okay. And that was the big key to growing to this size as well, from a training perspective?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah.
Do you get bored being asked these questions?
No, not at all.
Okay.
People want to know because and that's why I'm here, you know.
Did you ever try training in like a lower rep range, like 3 to 6 or 3 to 8?
No, yeah, when I did powerlifting, I did.
But not once
not bodybuilding, never.
And what's the highest rep range you went to? Like, did you ever do 40 reps or 50 reps or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, I've done 100.
And you feel it added some size?
No.
Just for fun?
Just for fun, yeah.
But it didn't play a role in your bodybuilding?
No, it didn't play no role whatsoever.
So for a pro bodybuilder,
I probably did it maybe once or twice.
How did your body feel after that?
Yeah, you cramped for days.
Do you think soreness is the sign that your body is building itself?
What's that?
Muscle soreness?
No, because I didn't get sore.
So it's not to do with soreness?
No. It's not, it had zero effect on soreness because I never got sore.
Okay.
Never.
We can put this off now. This is the exercise.
Yeah,
but
never got sore.
Yeah, because a lot of guys, at least my age, count soreness as the sign that their body is building out. You don't think so?
No, not mine, because I never got sore. I think when I first started working out, you know, when I was like maybe 15, 16, 17, you know, I did. And maybe a few times in my 20s I probably did, but once I started bodybuilding, I don't remember being sore from none of the workouts. But, you know, other people would tell me that they got sore. Like my girlfriend was like, man, I'm sore after every workout. Like, oh, yeah, not me. I'm good. But I never did get sore, you know. Everybody's body is different, you know, like you were saying earlier. You know.
Yeah.
I think that plays a major part into it. Yep. Everybody's body is different.
How many surgeries have you had totally?
It's probably like, 13, 8. On my back, 3 on the hip, and 3 on the neck. Was that 14? Somewhere in there?
Does your mind change after every surgery? Does something happen?
Yeah. I tell you, I got weaker after every last one of them.
Mentally?
No,
Physically?
physically, yeah. I wasn't able to lift as much as I could before.
You know, again, sir, I'm not trying to compare with you at all. I'm just trying to give you a regular person's mindset.
No, yeah.
I once got a tennis elbow injury because of which I had to stop lifting weights, and it affected me so much psychologically because I was losing size, etc. And I'm not even a competitive bodybuilder. I just live for fun.
Yeah.
But it psychologically affected me. So I can't imagine what injuries did to your mind. Did it psychologically affect you?
No,
Never?
not at all, never. Because, I guess I didn't get that small anyway, that I can remember anyway. I know I didn't when I was competing, I never had. Oh, the major thing I had was herniated disc. And I still train through all of that,
What was your mindset
I
after?
think that helped me get better.
How did it help you get better?
It rehabilitated it.
What do you mean, sir?
Because I was training, I was still putting on muscle and getting better. Because if I had just not did anything, I think it just wasted away,
You think that so the herniated disc being there was less herniated because you were training?
Yeah.
It would have become
exactly.
worse if you had stopped training.
Exactly. I think it could become worse,
But I'm sure it hurt a lot, like physically.
Yeah, I did when I did it, but when I once I started training, it kind of went away.
Okay.
Kind of went away.
What was your mindset after you won your 8th Olympia?
Oh, time to go for the 9th.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was my mindset.
And what?
And I'm gonna win it too, because after you got on a roll, it's kind of hard to think it's going to end after so many in a row. I just say it like that.
How did you come to terms with the streak ending?
Everything comes to an end, Nothing lasts forever.
Was it something you had to work on? Like,
Oh, no. It probably took me a couple of hours. That was it. On to the next one.
what happened in those 2 hours?
Oh man, I was kind of sad, didn't believe it happened. I hate it happened. What did I go wrong? And then, after those 2 hours over with, like, okay, back to being normal. That happened. Now it's time to move on.
Have you ever objectively thought about what went wrong? Like why you weren't given the 9th one?
No. Everything happens for a reason, It was time to move on to something else.
Okay.
Nothing lasts forever. That was my reasoning.
How do you feel about aging, sir? Because for athletes, aging is a whole
I hate
difficult
thing. I hate it.
Even now?
Even now.
You don't like aging?
No. But, I come to accept it just like everything, It ain't no big deal, It's gonna happen. It's a good thing because, you're still alive and you're still functioning, Everything's still pretty much all good because you're still alive and still functioning for the most part.
What are the gifts of aging?
The gifts of aging, it's time to relax, take it easy. All that hard work and all that sacrifice stuff, you ain't got to do all that no more. All them dark days, in the house by yourself, you can just relax, take it easy, and not have to do all that. You can do what you want to do. You can eat what you want to eat. You can go where you want to go. It's a lot of benefits to it.
Yeah. I
A
think
lot of benefits.
for you, fun is family time.
Yeah,
That's what I've understood.
exactly.
Spending time with your kids,
Yeah,
spending time with
spending
your...
time with your kids, being able to go out to movies, being able to go out to restaurants and eat, being able to go to parties, being able to hang out with your friends, being able to, travel and go places.
What's your advice for young bodybuilders?
Knowledge, because I remember I didn't know anything about bodybuilding when I first started. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know what you had to eat. I didn't know what you had to take. I didn't know anything. And then I got into it, and I'm like, whoa, you got to learn a lot. Even after reading a lot of books and stuff, you still have to learn a lot. Even when I won my first Olympia, I had to learn a whole lot. I went through so many guys, like 3-4 guys teaching me stuff and trying certain things, and that didn't work till I found, the right guy, So I always try to tell people, find somebody that's knowledgeable, knows a whole lot, and learn as much as you can from them. And when you learn as much as you can from them, go to somebody else that's more knowledgeable than that guy was.
You shouldn't just have one coach.
Yeah, you should just have one. Yeah. Have as many as it takes to get you to the top.
So when you're talking about knowledge, you're talking about diet, training, and recovery, and drug-related knowledge.
Everything it takes to be a champion. That's what I'm talking about. Everything it takes to be a champion. Nobody that's really into competitive sports wants to be average. Everybody want to be the champion, Super Bowl, basketball, world champion, anything.
Do you think that these tiny variations in training, like holding, doing preacher curls for your bicep, but at a different degree, changes a lot for people? Like, do you think that adds an edge, just having these X factor exercises?
Not a whole lot, as long as you're just training, doing something.
Consistency.
Yeah, consistency, yeah. As long as you're doing something, just like, for back, as long as you're doing some kind of exercise, working it, there are lower back exercise you can do. There are upper back exercise you can do. There are mid back exercise you can do. Same with the chest, It's upper exercise you can do. There's lower, there's mid, as long as you're doing something,
Did you ever go for any kind of therapy for your mental health?
Not well. I guess I did massage therapy a lot. I at least do it 2-3 times a week at least, something like that. What other? I do a foot massage too.
You think that helped with your size and?
No, just relax.
For your mind.
Yeah, for your mind. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist?
No.
Because you had mama.
Yeah, I had the whole family actually.
Do you pray to God?
Oh yeah. Every single day, multiple times a day.
Yeah. What did you pray for?
Every time I eat.
Wow. What did you pray for back then?
Same thing, good health and happiness.
He's blessed you with both.
Yeah. And still, each and every single day, pray for the same thing. Good health and happiness.
Even today?
Even today. And that's what I get.
You are a blessed guy, Ronnie Coleman.
Well, way uh, thoroughly blessed.
Is there
On top of blessing.
is there any sadness in your heart?
No, I don't have no reason whatsoever. You know, and like I said, I've been given the greatest gift of all. You know, there's no sadness. There's no reason for sadness. Even before I knew all that, there still was no reason for sadness because it just ain't no fun in being sad, you know. Ain't no happiness in it, you know.
Happiness is a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice. Yeah, like I said, you know, when I graduated college and had that job delivering pizzas and then throwing newspapers, I still, you know, found ways to be happy about it.
Yeah.
Still found a way to be joyous about it and not upset that, you know, I did all that hard work in college and now look what I'm doing. You know, I've always believed that, and still today, everything's gonna be all right. Because it will be, if you believe it will be. Always has been, because that's all. That's the only way I believe it to be.
Ronnie Coleman, there's no reason for me to say these things to you because you already know it.
Yep.
But India and the world loves you. You worked extremely hard to become the Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
And we all recognize that hard work, man. Like, you're truly a blessed guy.
Yeah, truly a blessed guy. Truly. Major blessed.
The one thing I definitely like to say to you is I always knew about you and always had respect for everything you've done. But today, as I got to know your heart, the respect has become even more because you're a very pure human being. And honestly, this podcast is about my journey as well through the show.
Oh, okay.
And when you're growing older, when you're turning 30 and responsibilities are coming at you, you're trying to figure out life.
Yeah.
But when I meet people like you, it gives me a lot of confidence that, you know, this is who I should strive to be.
Exactly.
Maybe not as a bodybuilder, but...
No. Not, for sure not as a bodybuilder.
But...
God didn't give you that kind of gift.
Yeah, no. That's not my gift. You need to be self-aware.
One for sure, though.
But
I try to tell everybody, God gave each and every one of us a gift. It's up to us to figure out what it is. And it took me, 25, 26, 27 years to figure it out. Maybe even, I was 34 when I won my first Olympia. Maybe it took me even 34 years to figure it out.
yeah. What I love about you the most is that you're such a chilled out guy.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
often with people who lift weights, it's very easy to lose your chill. You know, you start taking life too seriously.
Not me. I've been this way my whole entire life. Why I'm gonna change.
Yeah, no, it's very admirable, sir. But seriously, thank you for your time. Thank you for
no
being on the
problem.
show. I hope you had fun.
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I
told you, I always find a way to enjoy everything I do. Everything.
Thank you for being on the show, sir. I know you can't eat Indian food, and usually there's a lot of...
No. I can't eat no Indian food.
There's a lot of love we put into Indian food, but because you can't eat Indian food, I'm trying to give you all that love through a podcast. Okay, we love you. So thank you for all the inspiration.
Oh, no problem whatsoever.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. That was the podcast for today. And as I said on the show, it's very rare for me to come across someone who's this pure, who has this innocent heart, who's got his inner child alive inside him this much. That's the greatness of Ronnie Coleman. That's all I have to say at the end of the podcast. I'm not going to forget this guest for a very long time because his innocence and his goodness rubbed off on me by the end of the conversation. There's something I gain from every single conversation, and from this one, it was about reminding myself to keep my own inner child alive, because especially in the world of fitness and muscle building, so many of us forget to take care of our inner child. So many of us lose the love for the process of fitness and just keep our eye on the results. That's not how fitness should be, according to me. It's a 50, 60-year journey for most of us, unless you're a competitive bodybuilder, in which case the narrative is completely different. But for the vast majority of us, enjoy your fitness while you put on the muscle, while you improve your cardio, while you improve your flexibility. Just enjoy the process. That's how you get to be the Ronnie Coleman of your own domain. This was a fantastic episode. TRS will be back very soon.